Don't say that, very me.
The shocking continuation. Jungkook and Taehyung's decision leaves every BTS member speechless. Watch until the very end, because one small detail in this moment can change everything. The lights inside the rehearsal arena slowly dimmed as the final notes of the performance echoed through the empty seats. Crew members rushed across the stage, adjusting equipment for the next rehearsal while cameras continued recording behind the scenes. It looked like another ordinary day preparing for the biggest world tour BTS had ever planned. But something felt different. Not because of the music, not because of the choreography, because Jungkook and Taehyung quietly exchanged a look that none of the staff understood. For weeks, everyone around them had noticed subtle changes. They stayed behind after rehearsals, disappeared into private meetings together, and often spoke in whispers whenever the rest of the members were busy discussing tour logistics. No one wanted to assume anything. Still, everyone noticed. RM, always the leader who sensed even the smallest shifts within the group, watched them from across the room. He didn't interrupt. Instead, he simply observed as Jungkook carefully folded a sheet of paper before placing it inside his jacket. Whatever it contained seemed important. Across the stage, Jimin laughed with the production team while helping organize the next rehearsal schedule. Suga quietly adjusted a demo track on his laptop, occasionally looking toward Jungkook and Taehyung without saying a word. J-Hope continued practicing small sections of choreography, refusing to waste a single minute before opening night. Jimin stretched near one of the mirrors, smiling as usual, but even he noticed the unusual silence between his two closest friends. The atmosphere was intense. It was uncertain. After rehearsal officially ended, the members gathered in one of the conference rooms prepared for tour planning. Large digital screens displayed maps covering dozens of countries scheduled for the upcoming performances. Executives entered. Tour directors followed. Everyone expected another routine meeting. Instead, Jungkook slowly stood up. "I'd like to say something before we continue." The room instantly became silent. Taehyung remained seated beside him, calm but focused. Neither looked nervous. In fact, both seemed strangely confident. RM nodded, giving Jungkook permission to continue. Jungkook took a slow breath. "We've been discussing something for a long time." Every eye in the room shifted toward him. "We believe this tour shouldn't simply be bigger." He paused. "It should mean something more." Several staff members exchanged confused glances. What exactly did he mean? The presentation screens behind them suddenly changed. Instead of showing ticket sales projections and venue capacities, the monitors displayed photographs from previous BTS tours. Fans singing together, families attending concerts, letters from ARMY, messages collected over the years. Some dated back nearly a decade. The room immediately felt different. Taehyung finally stood beside Jungkook. "We've spent years traveling the world," he said softly. "We've received so much." His voice wasn't dramatic. It was sincere. And now, he looked toward every member before finishing his sentence. "We want to give something back." Nobody interrupted. Even the executives remained completely silent. J-Hope slowly crossed his arms, listening carefully. Jin's smile faded into curiosity. Jimin leaned forward. Suga quietly closed his laptop. RM's expression became impossible to read. Jungkook revealed another slide. Instead of announcing larger venues or additional concerts, it displayed something unexpected. Community projects, youth music programs, local charities, scholarship partnerships connected to cities included on the world tour. The proposal suggested that every concert would directly support community initiatives chosen together with local organizations. The room stayed silent, not because the idea sounded impossible, because nobody expected Jungkook and Taehyung to completely reshape what the tour represented. One executive carefully adjusted his glasses. This would significantly change the production schedule. Another added, it would also increase logistical complexity. Taehyung simply nodded. "We know." Jungkook continued, "But imagine thousands of fans knowing that every ticket creates something lasting after the concert ends." His words lingered in the room. Nobody immediately responded. Then something unexpected happened. Suga slowly pushed his chair back. Everyone turned toward him. Without saying a single word, he walked to the front of the room. He looked at the presentation for several seconds. Finally, he smiled. It wasn't a large smile, but everyone noticed it. "I like it." Just 3 words. Yet those words completely changed the atmosphere. J-Hope laughed softly. "I was wondering when someone would finally say it." Jimin immediately stood. "If we're doing this..." He looked toward Jungkook. "Then let's do it properly." Jin nodded almost immediately. "If ARMY travels to see us, why shouldn't every city remember we were there for something meaningful?" RM remained quiet longer than anyone else. Not because he disagreed, because he carefully considered every consequence before making important decisions. Finally, he looked directly at Jungkook and Taehyung. "You've both been carrying this idea alone?" Jungkook smiled. "For a while." RM slowly exhaled. "You should have trusted us sooner." The room suddenly erupted into quiet laughter. Months of uncertainty disappeared within seconds. The members weren't shocked because they disliked the proposal. They were shocked because Jungkook and Taehyung had secretly planned something so much bigger than anyone imagined. Even several executives admitted they had never seen artists request such large-scale community partnerships before discussing profits or ticket sales. Meeting after meeting continued throughout the afternoon. Ideas expanded. Members contributed their own suggestions. J-Hope proposed dance workshops for local students. Jimin suggested supporting children's art education. Suga discussed music production opportunities. Jin recommended partnerships with food donation programs. RM emphasized cultural exchange. Taehyung envisioned photography exhibitions featuring local artists. Jungkook wanted every stop on the tour to leave behind something permanent beyond memories. Hours passed. The original meeting schedule completely disappeared. Everyone became invested. As evening approached, one final document remained unsigned. It was the agreement officially approving the revised concept. The executives quietly exchanged looks. Everything depended on one final decision. If approved, the entire tour would change forever. If rejected, months of preparation might need to be rebuilt from the beginning. No one spoke. The room became completely silent once again. Then, a phone resting on the conference table suddenly vibrated. Everyone looked toward the screen. The caller ID displayed a name that instantly changed every expression inside the room. Without saying a word, RM slowly reached the phone. The call had come from someone none of them expected to hear from that night. And the conversation that followed would become the moment that changed the future of the tour forever. The conference room fell completely silent as RM glanced at the glowing screen of the phone resting on the table. Every pair of eyes followed his movement. Even the executives who had been discussing logistics only moments earlier stopped speaking. The caller was someone connected to the future of the tour. RM answered calmly before switching the call to speaker mode. A warm voice greeted everyone, thanking the group for taking time to consider a proposal that had only recently reached the production team. The caller explained that word about Jungkook and Taehyung's new vision had already begun circulating among several organizations involved in the tour's planning. Although nothing had been officially approved, the idea had inspired immediate interest from people who believed music could leave a lasting impact beyond the stage. The room remained perfectly still. No one expected the proposal to gain attention so quickly. Jungkook exchanged another glance with Taehyung. Neither of them had contacted anyone outside the planning meetings. Somehow, the concept itself had already started creating momentum. After a few minutes, the call ended with a simple message. If this becomes reality, we'll be ready to stand beside you. The room stayed quiet for another moment before Jin slowly smiled. Looks like the idea already has supporters. Laughter spread around the table, easing the tension that had filled the room throughout the afternoon. RM placed the phone back on the table before turning toward the executives. I think we've heard enough. The lead tour director nodded. I believe so too. Several documents were rearranged across the table as assistants prepared the final approval papers. Everyone understood that this wasn't simply about concerts anymore. It was about redefining what the upcoming world tour could represent. Suga quietly reviewed several pages, making notes about rehearsal schedules and music production. He suggested creating special performances unique to each city, allowing local musicians to briefly participate in selected concerts. The idea immediately caught everyone's attention. J-Hope leaned forward with excitement. If local dancers join us for one performance in every country, every show becomes one of a kind. Jimin smiled. Fans would never know exactly what's coming next. Taehyung nodded in agreement. That's the point. He explained that every city should feel special rather than simply becoming another stop on a schedule. Jungkook added another thought. What people remember years later usually isn't the biggest stage. He paused before continuing. It's the moments that feel personal. RM looked around the room, watching every member contribute ideas without hesitation. Only hours earlier they had walked into what they believed would be another routine production meeting. Now, the conversation had transformed into something entirely different. The executives also noticed it. One of them quietly admitted that the energy inside the room had completely changed. Earlier, everyone discussed numbers. Now they were discussing legacy. As the evening continued, large digital maps covering the walls slowly filled with handwritten notes instead of technical instructions. Each destination now included ideas connected to the local community. Youth music workshops, photography exhibitions, dance collaborations, charity partnerships, art education, environmental volunteer events. None of the ideas focused on publicity. Instead, they focused on creating memories that would remain long after the final encore. Hours passed without anyone realizing it. Outside, the rehearsal arena had become almost completely empty. Most staff members had already gone home. Only a handful remained, quietly preparing equipment for the following day. Inside the conference room, however, the conversation continued. At one point, Jimin stood and walked toward the large world map displayed on the wall. He traced the route with his finger before smiling. We're going to meet millions of people again. Jin joined him, and every city will leave something behind for us too. Suga looked up from his laptop. That's how good music works. His words lingered in the room. No one felt the need to add anything immediately. Sometimes the shortest sentences carried the greatest meaning. Eventually, the lead executive gathered every document into a single folder. He looked toward all 7 members before speaking. I've worked on international tours for many years. He paused briefly. I've never seen artists spend more time discussing what happens outside the concert than what happens on stage. The members looked at one another. None of them seemed interested in taking credit. RM simply answered with a small smile. Maybe that's exactly why it's worth trying. The executive nodded. Without another word, he signed the first page. One by one, the remaining signatures followed. The revised tour concept had officially been approved. Applause quietly filled the room. Not loud, not dramatic, just genuine. J-Hope stood first, wrapping an arm around Jungkook before laughing. So, this is what you've both been hiding. Taehyung laughed as well. We wanted everyone to hear the complete idea first. Jin shook his head with a smile. You nearly gave us a heart attack. Even Suga couldn't hide a quiet laugh. For the first time all day, every trace of uncertainty disappeared. The decision was final. Over the following weeks, planning accelerated faster than anyone expected. Teams across multiple countries began coordinating with local organizations. Artists submitted ideas. Dance schools volunteered. Community leaders offered venues for workshops. Music educators reached out with proposals. Every announcement generated growing excitement. Although fans only knew that something different was coming, speculation spread rapidly across social media.